How about those titty Titans today? That game was exciting. That game was great. I gave that game 5 stars for entertainment purposes. That's for sure, Jake. And you're on top. That's pretty exciting. It's been a good day overall. All right. That drive from Tannehill was something. I did not expect that. But you got to be happy. You were calling for it, benching Mariota for Tannehill, and it paid off this game. This was the best Sunday of the year. Every game, I was on my edge of my seat. No pun intended. Yeah, it's funny how that works. Picking games, saying when it's going to be a good week and when it's not. I'm looking like Nostradamus lately. So it looks like Cowboys start with the ball. So 3rd and 6, Cowboys are they failed. Sorry, on the 3rd and 6. This is going to be an interesting decision for them to make because they're kind of in that no man's land at the 39. They could kick this. Mock could make this. Oh yeah, Jake. I had Henry starting. He put up 31 points. I think he single-handedly won me this week. So a 57-yarder from Maher to start off. Oh, and he shanks it. He had enough leg, but that thing just did not come off his foot right. Let's see if this chat's working today. Oh, yeah. I don't know why it works sometimes and doesn't work others, but looks like today we're good. Oops. Oh my goodness. Everybody's learning the market strategy. We all crushed picks this week. Yeah, it looks like it. I was looking at, let me pull it up. I was looking at this to see. So like 62% of people making picks were on Oakland. Only 31% on Tennessee, so not a lot of people hit there. Only 43% on Cleveland, so not a lot hit there. 67% on Arizona, which was good. Only 40% on the Jets. 48% on Atlanta. That was people did well there. 60% were on Baltimore, which is kind of to be expected. Chicago, only 42%, even though that line went up to 7. But so many people made their picks before Sunday. 42% on Miami, even though we went Indy. 57% on Green Bay. People won there. 45% on Pittsburgh. People won there. And then 61% of people are on Dallas. What's going on, Boss Lion? I don't know what you heard about me, but you can't get a W out of me. We had Driscoll in, yeah. That was one of the only games I didn't get to watch. And losing out on Stafford's a pretty big drop-off for Detroit. Especially against Chicago in Chicago. Like, that's a tough game for any offense. Never mind for Driscoll. Man, Dalvin Cook has been just so good this year. It's hard to say that with the ball in his hands, he's probably been the best. There's guys like McCaffrey and Hill as well, but Dalvin Cook has just been so explosive. Oh, Trubisky had 3 touchdowns and the defense is underperforming. Well, that's Trubisky's first good game of the year. at least production-wise from touchdowns. (20-13) for the Bears, so they had a missed extra point. Oh man. Excellent run from Madison. What's going on, Mickey? How you doing tonight? It was a good week for everybody. Another good week. Just how long can this be sustained? Oh, what a touchdown catch by Rudolph. You do not want to know how the Lions messed up on the final play of the game. Oh, now I definitely want to. Awesome, Mickey. My mom's in Vegas right now, and she was even asking me for picks. And she said she made it with 1 minute to make her picks in, but it was a profitable day, so I'm happy for my mom. What a catch by Rudolph. Zip Vono is straight fire. Let's see where Zip Vono's at for the year. 73-41. Holy, already top 10. That is so impressive. The funny thing too is 64%. Holy. The Fat Guy and I usually like collaborate on the picks. So usually I'll kind of just make picks and then he'll change whatever he thinks needs changing. And he actually messed up this week, and he just he wanted. There was 2 games that we differed this week, and one was the Tennessee-Kansas City game. So I had Tennessee, and then the other game was the Indianapolis-Miami game. He wanted Miami. So when he saw that I took a double-digit favorite, he wasn't very happy, but he just rolled with it because our video was going so well. What's going on, Jason? How you doing? How's Untouchable doing this week? Let's take a look. Untouchable. Apologize if I pass it over. If he hadn't missed week 1, he'd be kicking all our arses. Yeah, that's true, Mickey. Week 1 and week 2 were our bad weeks, though. But it's still, that's no excuse. That doesn't mean that Zip Vono wouldn't have been killing it. Let's see. Five and 6, you saw it? Yeah, there you are. That's okay. 5 and 6 is respect. That's pretty much where you're supposed to be. You still got 2 games left to try to get above 500. Cross the line of scrimmage, throw the ball right after. Sounds like enough. Oh my goodness, boss line. I'm sorry to hear that. But that's what you get. That's what you get when you have an inexperienced quarterback playing. Oh, Jason, it's your first week. That's a fine start. 5-6 so far. Who do you have for tonight's games? Or tonight's game and tomorrow's game, I should say. I can actually update our leaderboard to show. So we've got Minnesota at Dallas tonight. And then tomorrow we have Seattle at San Fran. That'll be another 5-star game. And let's put the... Jason, this is all on BigRyanTheFatGuy.com. Let me see if I can get you a link. Where's Saints Dylan? Boss, you're surprised that Detroit had a chance to tie that game? Yeah. They were 7-point dogs at close, so if the final score was 13-20, that was pretty much what was to be expected. And then you said, I thought y'all were tripping for taking Atlanta. Well, we definitely wouldn't have thought Atlanta would win that game, but covering 13 points is a lot of points. And that actually went up to 14. So people bet the Saints up to 14. So a lot of money came in on the Saints to even push that up higher. You've got Minnesota and San Fran. Well, it's an excellent start for Minnesota. Jake said he smelled a trap in that Atlanta game. This was their first division game of the year. Oh, that's interesting. That Atlanta team has too much talent. It's been a coaching fiasco there. Mickey, you said you sweated the hell out of that Panthers at the end. That actually turned into a late market play on the Panthers, so I ended up taking the Panthers. So I wasn't too happy with it. I kind of thought McCaffrey got in at the end, but obviously I'm going to have some bias there. Boss Lion, what's your record for the week? Oh, Jason, you lost your Survivor on Indy? Oh, that's painful. I took Indy as well today. That didn't turn out very well. I thought Indy was gonna score at the end there. They were first and 10 from what, the 11 or 12? Or I might be getting games mixed up. You're back. Oh, Jake, you blew it on the Indy Survivor too. It was a pretty safe pick, but did Hoyer have 3 interceptions? That'll do it. And they also failed like a fourth down and goal or something like that, or it was like 4th down and they went for it. Dolphins did too, so it's not like that Dolphins team's just bad. But 2 wins in a row. It's impressive for them. Yeah, Dolphins do things they're not supposed to do. Yeah, and if Vinatieri didn't miss that extra point, that game would have been most likely going to overtime, but who knows if he's going to make that field goal. Boss line, you were 4-7. The Colts should have put Swag Kelly in. And by Swag Kelly, you mean Chad Swag Kelly. Vinatieri's time is up. Fat Guy had me laughing in the last video saying that he's not a Hall of Famer now, or his Hall of Fame status is in question. 4-7, time to plan your retirement. I don't feel so bad about my Survivor pick because it was between New Orleans or Indy. Yeah, and you probably wanted to save New Orleans for later on in the season. Yeah, Fat Guy should be here sometime. I think he had to work today, so he said he's going to be a little bit late, but he'll be here eventually. He was texting me. He was pretty happy about the results today. He's always wanting to do his best for you guys. Yeah, surprising enough, the Fat Guy works. And he finally won his bet of the week. I was just laughing. Whoever 9th place is this week was fading Fat Guy's picks of the week. I can't even remember what was his pick of the week. Boss, you could have sworn you took Green Bay. When you fill out the form, does it give you does it send you an email letting you know who you picked? Third and 5 for Cousins and shotgun. He hits Diggs. Diggs matched up against Byron Jones. I like how he's staring down Byron Jones, but I don't know what you're supposed to do in coverage on that route. That little, like, the zig route. Yeah. Bet of the week was Browns 2.5. Oh, boss, you took Carolina. I took Carolina today, too. I shied away betting the Browns today because I couldn't believe the market. It's like 45% of bettors were on the Browns by the time it closed. I did not expect that at all. I thought everybody would be fading the Browns. But the Browns got it done. Oh, and Carolina killed your parlay with Cleveland? Ah, that sucks. Yeah, so many late bettors. Like Volume 2 took the Browns late. I pretty much made that a 50-50 game. And if you were going to bet the Browns 2.5 when I was looking at it this morning, it was like minus 123 or something like that. Something crazy. give Carolina credit. They played good, yeah. Carolina did play really well, and like I'm just a sore loser right now saying that I think McCaffrey got across the goal line at the end, but whatever. Never happened. And Mickey, yeah, that early 2.5 line with the Browns paid off, especially if you just got it at regular juice. Like I couldn't believe it. It was up so high when I looked. I don't know if it was just an anomaly when I saw it. Let's see what it closed at. Yeah, it ended up closing at 3. Yeah. I would have checked about a half an hour before kickoff, and it was -2.5, -125. But you're right, getting that line early. Like it was down to 2 at one point early on, but it stayed at 2.5, and then jumped up to 3 with about half an hour left. What's going on, Item? How you doing tonight? Yeah, Mickey. Yeah, it did close at 3. It closed at 3 even. But that's no good. I'm pretty sure they won by 3. What was it, 1916? Yeah, Jason, you don't think McCaffrey reached the goal line? Item, I'm glad you made some money this week. That's awesome. A lot of money too. I hope you don't lose a lot of money next week doing the same thing. Remember when Baker fumbled, they called it incomplete? I didn't watch any of the Cleveland Buffalo game. Oh, you ended up getting a push for that Cleveland game in your Action Network pick? That's annoying. That's super annoying. Third and 4 for Minnesota. They already converted on 1 third down early on this drive. And they go to the... Oh, it's Laquan Treadwell this time, matched up against Byron Jones. Minnesota came to the line fast here. Play action. Oh, they throw it back against the grain. Man, has Dalvin Cook been good. Thinking about taking a Cowboys bet at +3 here. Yeah, on the live line. I actually left this game alone. I don't have any bets on this game tonight. The market was pretty split. You can never trust the Cowboys to do anything right. Item, if you think they're coming back, at least wait till they score here. Minnesota might go up 14, and then you can probably get the Cowboys live line at like +7.5. But just double check. Make sure double check the juice on both sides. Usually you have to pay a lot to bet live. Oh, this is going to be at least a first down. Irv Smith Jr. looks like he's going to turn into a really, really good tight end. In the preseason, he looked the best out of all of the early drafted players, early drafted tight ends. Third and 1, big play for the Cowboys here. It's pretty awesome when you get a one-on-one between Dalvin Cook and Sean Lee for 1 yard. Second and goal for the Vikings. Looks like Cook is just short. Why do Skull fans hate Cousins? Because he's burned them in too many games. They just don't trust him. Fat Guy's a big Kirk Cousins fan. I'm just indifferent. I don't think he's very good, but I don't think he's very bad. I think he's as average as you get. But the Fat Guy really does like him. Not at the contract he's getting, but what else are you supposed to do when you need a quarterback? Just a shame because we were so excited for the Vikings when they drafted Teddy Bridgewater. And then for Bridgewater to get that injury, it really, really changed the tide of that franchise. I'd be pretty excited right now if Teddy was on this team. Vikings would probably be one of my favorite teams if that was the case. They have such a good defense. The running game's there. They've got the weapons on offense. And then instead of having to pay Kirk Cousins this crazy contract, they could have brought in some good offensive linemen. Yeah, Cousins is one of the better pocket passers. He just loses any key games. Also, the style of offense is like there should be lots of play action and big shots for him to do. He's got Rudolph again for a second touchdown. Two for Rudolph. Elliott looking stunned on the sidelines. Boss, you weren't wrong about never being able to trust the Cowboys. But game's still young. Item still likes them to come back. We've taken them with our picks this week. Zidvono the God has Minnesota, so why are the Cowboys wearing blue at home? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure how teams decide what they're going to wear. I need Dallas to score here so the Cook receptions go up. Oh, you need 7 receptions from Cook. What's he sitting at now? He's got, 3 receptions? It's a pretty good start. Galladay cost Detroit a drive. He had 2 drops and a pass interference. Ouch. Galladay's a good player. I'll take 1 bad drive a year from him if he still plays like how he can play. And then it was plus 400 for 7 catches for Cook. Yeah, 7 catches is a lot. But if they keep going to these screenplays, like these screenplays have been working for them. Cook's got 80 yards on 3 catches. I'll be back in a minute, guys. I'm just in the midst of cooking dinner as well. Third and 6 for the Cowboys. This is a first down they need. Big catch by Michael Gallup. And Prescott stayed in the pocket, made that pass, even though he's taken a hit. That was really, really impressive from Prescott. And a nice catch from Gallup. You see too many receivers drop balls like that to say that should be like an every time catch. Going up against Mike Hughes. It's just tough for corners that don't get their hands on the receivers on the line of scrimmage. Oh, a huge hit from Hughes on Randall Cobb. Jars the ball loose. What's going on, Shady Who? Bill's game plan today was awful. I didn't watch the game. What did they do? What was their plan? What made it so bad? The pros were all over the Browns early on, and then a ton of the public started betting the Browns closer to game time. I shied away, but it was Fat Guy's pick of the week. Browns minus 2.5. And that line ended up closing at 3 and was a push. Kellen Moore looking baby-faced. Looking more baby-faced than ever. If he looks any younger, he's going to be hosting this show. Oh, man. It looked like they brought Harrison Smith off the edge, and Prescott came off that side. And he threw on the soft side of the blitz, not where the blitz was coming from. Man, that could have been a pick 6 for Hughes. Cooper slips there. Cowboys kind of in no man's land here, and they're deciding to punt. They do pin them in nicely. They had Allen throw the ball 41 times, and Singletary only had 8 carries. Do you think that's because they went down early? I saw that Cleveland scored pretty fast, but that's terrible. Bills' offense can't score more than 19 points. It's laughable. Well, they're not going to be scoring more than 19 points if Allen has to throw the ball more than 40 times. That's just not who they are. Between Singletary and Gore and Allen, that's a pretty dangerous rushing attack. Obviously Josh Allen isn't Lamar Jackson, but they could be doing the exact same stuff. And I know you're upset about that today. Bills offense, yeah, that's rough. People say Cousins chokes in big games, but Dak is the real choker. I don't know. Dak's been pretty good. Dak has an impressive record. Yeah, Dak's 37-19 win-loss record. Let's see what Cousins is. Cousins is 40-40-2, but he's 14-10-1 with Minnesota. And his AV just slightly lower than Prescott's. This is something I don't see very often, but Kirk Cousins in his second year in the league has a negative AV, which is the approximate value. It's what Pro Football Reference uses to grade players' seasons. Dak is nothing without Zeke. I wouldn't say that. And Beasley's not getting the ball enough. They paid him a lot of money to to go play receiver for them. That's for sure. The Bills' offense doesn't have an identity. It's different from week to week. Jason says Garrett needs to go. Item says, how do they have a running back that gets 5 yards pretty much every carry yet can't sustain a drive? I think you guys are being too hard on Dak. Dak's a pretty good player. He's played really well his whole career. But I do agree that talent-wise, this Cowboys team is really, really talented, and the coaching could be better. I thought the game plan would be to give Singletary 20 to 25 touches. Yeah, he should be getting... Between him and Gore, there should be 30 touches between the two of them. Josh Allen has played really well. Dak ain't the problem. Garrett's the problem. Same exact story in Cleveland. Yeah, it's coaching. I want all you guys to go through every team and write down who the good coaches are. Just write them down in chat. I did this with my buddy, and when I did it, there was only like 5 or 6 guys that you'd actually wanted. At least for us. I don't know. You guys might have bigger or smaller lists. And you can't just put Bill Belichick and then no one else, because even though that's probably the right answer, that's it's got to be more than just Bill. There's an example of Cousins just missing. He had Rudolph there. I want to see the pressure again because it kind of looked like he was a little bit antsy letting that one go. No, he just missed that. And he knows it. Adam says that's a good point. Not loving the play calls from this young offensive coordinator either. I think Kellen Moore's done really well. I think this offense has played really well this year. I just think overall, like the Cowboys spend a lot of the Cowboys have like a lot of coaches. I just don't know if Garrett's the guy you want at the top. It sure looked like a guilty Cowboys player. Jake's got Belichick, Zimmer, Tomlin, Reed, Peterson, Harbaugh, McDermott, Reich, McVay, Payton, Shanahan, Carroll, and Arians. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Jason, you might be ahead, but it kind of looked like it was Minnesota's ball. Tomlin, Shanahan, Gruden, Payton, Carroll, and Reich. Yeah, along with the obvious. It's tough, right? And even like some of the guys like Shanahan hasn't had a lot of success as a head coach, but obviously this year it's gone well. McVay was gangbusters last year, and then this year he's looking quite average. Gore had 5 carries, Allen had 6, and DeMarco, the fullback, had a carry. Yeah. Nothing wrong with DeMarco getting a carry. But still, 8, 6, what's that, 14. So they had 20 carries altogether, and he had 41 dropbacks, or 41 pass attempts, probably even more dropbacks. Sorry for the rant, you're done now. Payton, Zimmer, Peterson, McVay, Shanahan, Carroll, Tomlin, Harbaugh, Belichick. 9, yeah. Hell no on Andy Reid. I don't know. Reid's just built a juggernaut. But from an in-game coaching standpoint, especially when it comes to the playoffs, like you can't say Reid. I thought it was interesting that only one person has said Reid. He can build, but he can't coach. Yes. Yeah. It's just, we've seen it too many times game management wise. He just hasn't got it done. He already is an excellent GM. That's for sure. My dinner's going to be ready in just a few seconds, guys. I'll be back in a minute. You'd take any of those coaches over Vrabel? Yeah, Vrabel hasn't been... Vrabel's been a bit of a dud. And, like, it's still young. Like, he's still a fairly young coach. Or inexperienced coach, but so far... it hasn't been great. Like, that Tennessee roster is good. That defense is good. They have Derrick Henry, who's one of the most dangerous running backs in the league. They've got arguably, a top 3 O-line? Like, I'd say the best, but then you still got teams like Dallas and Philly. It's crazy that Danielle Hunter can run down Tavon Austin. He was talking shit to the media after the game. Oh, my goodness. I think I've been wrong on every Cowboys game this year. Titans organization is dysfunctional. Can you elaborate, Mickey? Why do you say that? I just don't know enough about the organization to know. It didn't look like Cooper got set there, but Gallup's going to walk into the end zone. It didn't look like Cooper came in motion up at the top of the screen, and it didn't look like he got set. Go Cowgirls. You know what, guys? Even though I said this was only a 4-star game entertainment-wise, it's been pretty good so far. Maher hits extra point, brings it to 7. I have no clue what type of defense Minnesota was playing there. This stream is 3.5. This stream's probably 1 star. Let's be honest, guys. How you guys feel about the Patriots -4 versus the Eagles next week in Philly? Patriots coming off a bye. The Eagles, I think, are coming off a bye. Philly didn't play this week, did they? Majority of people are on the Pats. Patriots Eagles is a 5-star game. Nashville is a great town. Tennessee has no state income tax. They should be able to bring big time players there, but they won't spend the money. Yeah, I see what you mean, Mickey. They're kind of just happy to be. Patriots boys back game win bib. Patriots bounce back game. They're going to win big. Titans spend money on all old Patriots players, which isn't a half bad idea. The Patriots bounce back is real. Yeah, they're coaches too. The right now 77% of bettors are on the Patriots, so I would be more inclined to take the Eagles. But I don't know if the Patriots follow any of those rules. Fat guy's not sick. He had to work tonight, so he said he's going to be a little bit late for the stream. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Vikings. So, shotgun with Cousins again. Diggs in motion. Cousins hit as he thrown. Cowboys pick this up and score. It'll be interesting to see if this is an incompletion or a fumble. A fumble makes it a tie game for Dallas. Nashville is a small market, so no one wants to go there. Titans is where your career dies. So it looks like they've called this a fumble for Cousins and a touchdown for Dallas. That's really close. I'm not sure. Mickey thinks it's going to be overturned. From that second replay, it looks like Cousins is throwing the ball. It's just hard to tell because the ball just slips out of his hand when it's coming back. Like on that super slow-mo zoom-in replay, which they don't even take a look at. I'd be fine with this getting overturned. Either way, the Cowboys are going to get the ball back or they're going to get 7 points. So, good result for the Cowboys. And this early start's being negated pretty fast here by the Cowboys. Okay, I'm gonna go prep my food. I'll be back in 2 minutes, man. I think Nashville is awesome. I hate how refs don't call the obvious ones incomplete. Yeah, it's because of what game was it this year? It's overturned, Jason. What game was it this year where they? It was the New Orleans Rams game where the Saints returned a touchdown. Cameron Jordan returned a touchdown, and it was a clear fumble, but they called it incomplete. And once you call it incomplete, you can't change that. So they've kind of just been letting those ones go, and I've kind of enjoyed it. It's just the right thing to do. It's too big to take off a Cowboys touchdown otherwise. So I see it was overturned, and there was a punt. Prescott's going long. Incomplete. Mike Hughes and Harrison Smith on the coverage. Michael Gallup. It's still a small market that gets no national coverage. Free agents want to go to the big cities. Old stadium and weak fan support. It was 70% Chiefs fans today. That's an interesting point, Jake, is that, and what Mickey said, Nashville is awesome. So I guess a lot of fans want to go there to watch their team play because it really is one of the party cities. Dak does have a cannon. That was impressive. That was like a 60, 70-yard. It felt like that went at least 60 yards. Cowboys started with the ball, from my memory. Yeah, Cowboys did start with the ball, so getting points here before the half ends is kind of important for them. Because if they get stopped here and Minnesota is able to capitalize at the end of this half, they're going to get the ball back up 10 or 14. I really pulled for the Titans when they first moved. Even took my son to see them in Super Bowl 34. Grew tired of owners not paying top-notch guys to keep them or attract new ones. Yeah, that can be tough. Titans have always been a franchise I've really liked. And that started with Aaron McNair. Aaron McNair was just such an exciting player to watch. But I think I still pull for them, but not in. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, Mickey. The one thing I will say is you don't really want to grow a team through free agency anyways. That's kind of something that I like about the NFL is that really any team has a chance if they just need to draft properly. Excellent play from Dak. Their style of play is so hard to watch. No excitement, boring offense. To me, if they ran Henry 30 times a game, that's not a boring offense to watch. But if they're going to like split time between run and pass and have like Tannehill just drop back and throw 30 times a game, it's pretty boring. What's going on, Corey Andy? Welcome tonight. Wonder what the Bills and Dolphins line will be. Dolphins controlled the first half last time they played. If it's a touchdown to 10 Finns, I have a feeling will win. The Finns will win outright. Is the game in Buffalo or in Miami? Yeah, that's more of a telling problem is that they're not able to draft. I like some of the players that they've drafted over the last few years. Titans can throw it now. When they had Mariota, they couldn't throw. Miami's the home team. I think that line should be Bills -7. The Bills are just a way better team than Miami. I'm sure there's already a line out. I could tell you what it is. It's Bills -6.5, which is kind of what I thought originally, but then I said if it's 6.5, people are going to be betting the Bills. And it's pretty split evenly. I think people are kind of high on Miami now. Big catch by Blake Jarwin. Miami's the home team. That's an easy Miami play. Miami was up 14-0. Wasted prime picks on Vince Young and Marcus Mariota. Yeah, both those haven't worked out very well. Miami was up 14-0 on Pittsburgh. Yeah, Corey Davis is a guy I'm not crazy about. Buffalo struggled the last few weeks on offense, and that's versus Miami and Washington. I'm still not too worried about Buffalo. Oh, here we go. Cobb throws it away. That was an exciting play. Buffalo's looked terrible and Miami's looked awesome. And I just like Buffalo that game. This Prescott hip stuff is a little bit sensual for TV. I kind of want to learn those dance moves now. Buffalo just has a better team and they have a way better coach. Where's the fat guy? Did he go to cash his tickets? Big Rye, were you right? A lot of 5-star entertainment games today. Yeah, that's a couple people have said that. Buffalo had to regress. They're not as good as their record, but all in all, they seem to be on the up and come. The Bills aren't that bad. The Bills are coached really well. The roster's not great, but Miami's the worst roster in the league. Miami's kind of like, if they win a game, it's like, holy shit, the coaching's awesome, but it's like they're just bound to win a few games. Like, they're still professionals. But, like, today was a game that, like, everything went right for Miami and they barely won. And Buffalo's coaching is good, so if today their game plan was to throw the ball 40 plus times, it's not a great thing to do against a struggling Cleveland team. Buffalo hasn't beat many good teams and has been run on bad the last 3 weeks. What do you guys think the line should be for Buffalo Miami if the game's in Miami? Buffalo had the game won and Baker delivered. I think Brissett could have played, but they rested him because it was Miami. And Mickey makes a good point. You're going to be inconsistent with a young quarterback. That was excellent. That was such a heads-up play from Dak because he got them to bite with that hard count, realized they were offside, and then he got to be aggressive to the end zone to Randall Cobb, and Cobb just made an excellent catch. And a very good throw by Dak. What a catch by Randall Cobb. Holy smokes. Falcons at Panthers. What you think on the line, Big Rye? Falcons at Panthers. Oh. My gut says Panthers 9.5, but that might be too high, especially with what happened this week with both teams. Let me take a look and see what it is. It's 6.5, so it's actually a lot lower than I thought it was. And a majority of people are taking, 73% of early bettors are on Atlanta. I like Carolina that game. Panthers are just a much better team right now. The Saints are really good, but the Panthers aren't that much worse than the Saints. And the Saints were 14-point favorites. So to think that Carolina yeah, this game's tied up. 14-14, I believe the extra point was made. Yep. Dallas is about to kick off here. But Minnesota can do some serious damage because they're going to have the ball. They have the ball now with 1:54 left and 2 timeouts. And they're going to get the ball at the start of second half. 6.5 is too low for Falcons to cover. Did that guy live bet Dallas? I'm not sure, Jake. Was it Item that was saying he was going to take Dallas +3? What website do you use to see the early bets? I always like Sports Insights because that gives me the betting percentages so I could look at the market. Let me just copy and paste the link. I don't mess anything up. What's going on, Noah? How you doing today? And that Pittsburgh D did play awesome. I was very happy with that. That was one of the market plays I had was Pittsburgh +4 today. I was very happy with how that game went. Pittsburgh defense has been balling out this year. The Steelers are for real. At the start of the year, I did take the Steelers to win that division. So Baltimore's been a really nice surprise. I was more trying to fade the Browns. But Steelers are not out of it. They're only 2 games back of Baltimore. Yeah, Eagles +3.5 at New England. Someone said they were +4 somewhere, but so far early bettors are on New England, so I'm always going to go with Philly. But New England doesn't really follow those rules very nicely. Someone said a couple weeks ago that they've been like 63% against the spread with Belichick, which is just insane. That's really insane. Like, that might be one of the most impressive stats I've ever heard in sports. So 3rd and 3 for the Vikings. Cousins going long. It looked like that ball skipped into Diggs' hands. Yeah. They're saying incomplete. Pittsburgh-Cleveland should be a good game. Yeah, Pittsburgh-Cleveland will be a good game, especially at Cleveland. That's a pretty close game. Belichick has to have a bookie on the side. Yeah, but it's way easier to lose than it is to win. 63%. Holy smokes. That's very impressive. What's the line, Big Rhyme? For which game, Mickey? For Steelers, Cleveland? It's 3, which is kind of what I expected. I was thinking it might be 2.5. It's 2.5 or 3, depending where you're looking. Like at Pinnacle, it's -2.5, -118 for Cleveland at home. And early on, that looks like a Cleveland play. Boss Lions back, and Dallas is about to give up a score. That's why I said go away. I can't do that. No Dylan tonight. He was hating on the fat guy for taking the Falcons at 14. No Dylan so far, surprisingly. It's 25% are on Cleveland. So if you can get Cleveland 2.5, that looks like a nice early play. But I do expect that that's going to be one of those games where the betting percentages kind of even out. And we'll probably... That line will settle at 2.5 or 3. That's awesome, Noah, that you're going to Steelers-Browns December 1st. Hopefully you can get some snow like there was today in Green Bay. That would be so much fun. I would love... I'm sure you guys, at least one of you, has been to a game where it snowed. I haven't had the chance to ever go to a snow game. I'm wondering if it would be awesome as a fan or if it's really, really lame. And I haven't been to Heinz Field. I would really like to go watch a game there. It seems like one of the more nostalgic places to watch a game. You always wanted to play in a snow game? Yeah. Growing up, like, we played football for fun. Like, just with people I went to school with. And anytime it snows, we would go play. We don't get that much, Mickey, but we do get like 2 or 3 snowfalls every winter. But like the snowfalls, they'll be like a couple inches. The last few years we've got a couple of feet. Like we'll get like a foot of snow. But usually it's pretty mild. Lots and lots of rain, but it doesn't get that cold very often to snow. You're surprised the Colts are plus 3.5 with 66% with Foles coming back off a bye. Are we on the Puget Sound? I don't know exactly where the Puget Sound is, but we live pretty close to the border, pretty much on the very like southwestern tip of Canada. So Puget Sound, I always hear that with Seattle. And Seattle's about 2 hours south from us. Cook for the catch. Oh, obviously I'm not paying attention to the game. Vikings in the red zone. How many catches is that now for Cook? Is that his 4th catch? It looks like Minnesota has to settle for a field goal attempt here. Only 2 seconds left on the clock. I took the Bengals in my pool. Could have made a dumber decision this week. Not at all. I bet the Bengals today. The thing when you bet, you either win or you lose. It doesn't matter if they lose by a lot. It's just a loss. Foles could cover. I think the Bengals line plus 10 is a lot. The Raiders offense is so run heavy, it's hard to get 10. It's a division game, so 3 is probably the right line for Jacksonville at Indy. I could see it going up to 3.5 just because Indy is the better team. Plus, Indy just had maybe the worst showing of the year, losing to Miami at home. So I expect a lot of bettors to be on Jacksonville this week, even though Indy is probably the right play. Every time I pick the Bengals, I want to kick my own ass for picking the Bengals. It's like the fat guy's kind of his new famous line is you don't pick teams. Just because you lost with the same team a couple weeks because they lost really bad, it's just a loss. I'll leave the stream for some time. Let's see how Dallas does in the second half. Boss Lion falling to superstition. How about that Thursday night game? Another thriller? Are you talking about this Thursday or like the upcoming Thursday or last Thursday? Pretty much any game from here on out is going to be a 5-star game for me. A lot of people on the Colts too. They don't have any betting percentages, but let me refresh. They might got it up now. Yeah, you're right. 66% are on the Colts early. Which you already said earlier, so obviously I'm not paying attention, Corey. Dalton to the Bears could work. I just don't think Dalton's enough of an upgrade over Trubisky and whoever else they want to play there. I'd be going after a guy more like Cam Newton. At least that's a big name that makes it look like you're trying. That guy makes a lot of good points. Bet the numbers, not the teams, and that's his loyalties to the dollar. That's true, and I can't even remember what the game was last Thursday, Jake. I've got a terrible memory. Redskins Jets is a 6-star game. Both teams have poor records, and not a lot of people like watching them. But what you get when you get two teams like that, I'm not even doing a joke here. This is for real. When you get two teams that are bad playing each other, those games are awesome. Because they're turnover prone. It's like watching a college game. You just don't know what's going to happen. And maybe we'll get to see Le'Veon Bell to be Le'Veon Bell for a game. That would be nice. I'd appreciate that. And then Redskins Geis might be coming back. It'd be really nice to watch Darius Geis play. It's been kind of disappointing. He's been injury riddled his first 2 seasons. Raiders Chargers is another good game. Chiefs Chargers this week in prime time. Bears Rams is kind of not an exciting game for me, but Cook has 5 receptions. He needs 2 more. What's the biggest need for Detroit in the draft? Probably offensive lineman. Waiting on Jets Bengals since he's last chance to win. I like Zach Taylor as a coach. And yeah, Mickey's right. This is why betting is awesome, because you can watch the Redskins Jets. Jets at Redskins. At least they're hiding them at the 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. time slot. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Football scheduling is just the best too. If there's 2 or 3 games you just don't care about, you just don't need to watch them. Yeah, the Eagles can beat New England. They're 65% chance to, or obviously the opposite of that. They're like a 30 to 35% chance to win. Yeah, and it makes you want to watch when it's even a blowout. I watched, even though the Bengals were down 30 something points, I was still watching that game. You think ownership forced Taylor to bench Dalton? It makes sense. I guess they're going to be moving on from Dalton in the offseason. Dalton's been fine, but fine's just not good enough for that team. Ben Bredesen or a linebacker that can play both coverage and run defense? I'm guessing that's a guy in college coming in. That spin move by Lamar Jackson was probably the best play of the year, highlight-wise. I've never seen a quarterback do that, at least that successfully. Dalton's been the lone bright spot. Yeah, Dalton's all right. When I said that Dalton's not going to be a huge... Dalton would be an upgrade over Trubisky, but I don't think Dalton's going to put them over the edge to be a Super Bowl contender. You also have to feel bad. I know Fat Guy's been all over AJ Green thinking he's milking this injury. But Dalton would be a whole lot better if he had Dalton would be a whole lot better if AJ Green was playing. Let's put it that way. Because that's a really good 1-2 punch between him and Tyler Boyd. Eifert Uzoma. Joe Mixon really is one of the better running backs in the league, but it's not he doesn't get his opportunities like he should if he was on a different team. Even their change of pace back, Giovanni Bernard is a very, very smart player. I don't know if you want to have smart running backs, but he's a smart player. Yeah, everybody and their grandma's betting the Patriots early here. With a name like Giovanni, you pretty much have to be smart. Pretty much, or you're just going to be a greasy wop. Yeah, I'm looking. It says 92% of bettors are on the Patriots at -3.5. Only 8% are on the Eagles. But Eagles plus 3.5 has a bunch of juice. Hey Tyler, welcome to the stream. It's opened at 3.5. Patriots are 3.5 point favorites on the road. I almost want to wait a little bit, but I don't know. Jumping on the Eagles early might be the play. Yeah, Mickey agrees. He's all over the Eagles. What does your system say? Pat's D's regressing. Patso is way off last year's pace. They're both coming off a bye. If the Eagles realize they need to continue running the ball, they can win outright for sure. You're still high on the Pats, but like I said, their D is going to continue to regress. Yeah, it's really been at a crazy pace. I want to say pros are betting New England, but I'm not sure. It looks like the heavy money's coming in on the Eagles, but everybody's betting the Patriots, so I'm very confused by this game. I'm confused because I don't understand why so many people are... Like, who's running to opening lines to bet Patriots that are squares? That's what I'm always confused about with these early lines and these early movements. Because how can money be coming in on the Eagles, but like so many people be betting the Patriots early on? I don't get it. And even at one of the books, they have it at 4. at DraftKings, New Jersey. The total for the game, New England Philly, is 45.5. And people are taking the under. Majority of people are taking the under. The game's in Philadelphia. Jason says he'll take the home field bye week. Shame on the fat guy for picking the Bengals plus 10 over the Ravens. Good thing I don't have to eat my armpit hair. Dylan, I'm surprised you're focusing on the Bengals pick. I think we're the only people that can go 9-2 in a week and still be shit. Dylan, a lot of people were concerned that you weren't here earlier, even though how the Saints went this week. It seems like they took the week off. That's Dylan Toddfield's music. I'm sorry that I won't be in this chat room as often. I'm too upset over the Saints game. I don't be chatting as much in the chat room. That's okay, Dylan. You contribute enough. You're going to be giving up on football? Or watching football? So Dallas jumps. If Cousins realizes this, he doesn't. He goes short. We get a ham reception. I'm going to go now, but I'll give some comment on your video later today. Look forward to the picks. Thanks, Dylan. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry about the Saints. Dylan's the true MVP of the stream. That was an interesting play because we've been comparing Cousins and Prescott. Prescott had the exact same thing happen earlier, and I hate to be results-based, but he threw it long to Cobb for the touchdown on that offside. And yeah, Mickey agrees that wasn't good awareness by Cousins because they had them jump offside, and he threw short to Ham. I'm not saying you have to see everything, but just in those one-off instances, like it was a 7-point difference for Dallas, and it could have been a big difference for Minnesota. DeMarcus Lawrence is a lot of fun to watch. He's one of the guys that really can take over the game from the defensive end position. There's another Cook reception. That's 6 for him. This has been an excellent. If you can hit that plus 400, oh my goodness, that's going to be exciting. What's going on, Jamie? What's up, fellas? I need Andy Reid gone. I can't stand this freaking guy. Oh, like, people are low on Andy Reid today. I thought Andy Reid called a good game. Obviously, the end of the game wasn't terrific, but yeah, Jason, is that 6 now? He just needs one more. Is he over under 6.5 or is it 7? Yeah, there was a lot of people talking trash about Andy Reid, Jamie. You can't be too worried. The Chiefs are still one of the best teams in the league. The time management does stink. 4-1 is so nice now to have Dalvin Cook catch a reception in the last, 27 minutes? You like fat Reed? You don't like... I don't even know if you can call him skinny right now. You need 7? Okay. This might be... No. That was interesting from Cook. Bingo. Did he get one? I'm hoping this next play is that. Oh, you misfired. Okay. You saw that toss and thought it was a reception, didn't you? What you need is for Dalvin to stop having so many big plays so he can stay on the field. Dalvin's back in the game. Were the Titans offside on that block field goal? I didn't see any replays, but he seemed like he got there pretty clean. Jake says he timed it perfectly. I didn't get to see any of the replays, so I was just surprised. I was pretty happy for the Titans. Titans and Chiefs are two teams I do like, so, but I'm more than happy to see the Titans. Titans need that win more. Oh, man. Woods has been laying the boom on some of these hits in the Dallas secondary. he hit his own guy on this one, but man. It's nice that Diggs was able to win on that route, because if he doesn't win, that's probably going to be a sack fumble on Cousins. Excellent tackle by Thompson. You need Dallas to hold to keep it close. Yeah. Outside of Rudolph and theoretically Treadwell, they don't have very many red zone threats. Like, Dalvin Cook isn't exactly a power runner. Oh, this might be it. Jason, keep getting me excited with thinking there's going to be a Dalvin Cook catch. I'll be back in a moment. That's a good result, Jason. The game stays close for you. Still lots of possessions to go. If Dallas loses tonight, Eagles will be fire next week. So Dallas gets the ball back down 6. They have the opportunity to pull ahead with this drive. A lot of power behind that throw from Prescott. Witten looks a little bit shaken up. He took a couple big hits there to make that catch. Yeah, you can pick between 41 and 94, but there was some, if anything, Harris took the brunt of that. What a catch by Cooper. I thought Prescott was throwing that away. Danielle Hunter is so fast. Wow, that was excellent from Cooper. Mackenzie Alexander had such a good break on that ball. Boss, you're back. You got to be happy with how the Lions are playing. What? He did it. No, I thought he was throwing this one away again. If Dallas scores, you can stay. Glorified Cooper. I have to see that one again. Because I thought both were throwaway balls. And it was essentially the exact same play. What? Holy smokes. Wow is right. Tie game now, barring an extra point. Amari Cooper. Yeah, finally someone went over and said, wow. Extra points good, so they were up 21-20. Mike Hughes saying he pushed off. Yeah, he did push off. I wish we went back to the old rules where there was a lot more contact in the secondary. Cowboys taketh, Cowboys giveth. This game is good. It's yeah. These Amari Cooper catches or something. Because Dak's putting those in with like a lot of heat. Like those are not easy catches to make. And to be able to tiptoe the sideline and make those catches, holy. Remember Amari on Oakland dropping easy passes and now he's making these ones? Boss lying giveth. It's impressive. 21-20 Dallas. They're up 1 now. The Cowboys sucketh. Yeah. I might not have seen Brokeback Mountain, but I'm sure I know how a lot of the nights end. Jason Casheth on Cook. I hope so. You guys might be way ahead of the game. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. Notteth yetteth. Not yet, but you have to love where you're sitting right now, Jason. One more catch, you're down 1 point. Like Minnesota's down 1. That was your whole thing. Is keep it close. Yep, Uno Mas. I, I, I see what you did there. Very bilingual. Well, it wasn't Cook, but Alexander Madison makes a catch. Josh Klein out with a concussion. Third and 6, and the Vikings keep the drive alive, and Jason's smelling a screen pass. Amir Abdullah was in on that last snap. Toss to Madison. Cook on these outside runs is just playing at a different speed than anybody else. He is killing it. I'm speechless watching him play. Like Jalen Smith was in the hole with him, and he somehow was able to accelerate. Well, now Madison's able to do it. Toss to Madison. Boss is about to hit the bench again. Vikings are about to score. Madison looked like he was in. They signal touchdown. If you can't stop the run, it's going to be tough. back guy go. See ya, boss. Oh, he's just short of the goal line. So this is going to be first and goal. This stuff's comical because you see the play. Everybody knows it was short. Like, why not just call it short and get the game going? And I know the answer is going to be advertisements. Yeah, Jake, there's a chance Fat Guy might not make it for the game. We'll see, though. Maybe he will. But, like, there's less than an hour now. This is this weekend's an important time for the Fat Guy. His grandfather was a war hero, so Remembrance Day and Veterans Day, very important time for him. So I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday, but he was paying his respects, let's say. So Madison's still in the game. If I had to guess, they're going to hand it off to him. Oh. And we're going to give it to CJ Ham for all the excellent work he has done on this drive. Dallas is pointing that this is on Minnesota. It looked like they jumped twice. Irv Smith with his mistake. Pushes him back 5 yards. First and goal from the 6. Dalvin Cook's back into the game. They toss it to Cook. And Dallas stands him up. Having that commercial break was a big break for Dallas's defense. Another handoff to Cook. It looks like he was just short. Collins was saying that it looked like he was going to walk in. I agreed. But Jalen Smith made one hell of a tackle. Maybe another CJ Ham. Yeah. And he's going to get held up. Kind of a silly decision after they've kind of showed their hand on the original play. Minnesota has an interesting decision to make here. Jason's saying big stop. I'm not sure if he's talking about third down or fourth down. But if they stop him here on fourth down, that'll be something. It looks like they're going for it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Minnesota timeout. They don't look organized. Oh, wow. Toss to Dalvin Cook and he gets in. We're getting some whistles. They keep having the defensive tackles having to try to make these tackles on Cook, and it's just not working. So Minnesota's going to go for 2, being up 5. Rudolph's been a big boy in the red zone today. 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. That's 14 points for him. Awuzie even tried... I know he's trying to punch the ball, but he actually punched the bottom of the face mask of his helmet. Well, it puts the Vikings up a touchdown. That was quite the drive from the Vikings. Cousins didn't have to make many plays on that drive. They were able to essentially run that ball from, I don't know, from their own 30. Pat Tillman, not to be confused with Brian Pillman. The Vikings blow up that first down run from the Cowboys. So Zimmer gets aggressive on that fourth down, and it pays off for the Vikings. Ends up putting them up a touchdown instead of being down by one. Rick and Morty fans? No, the fat guy and I don't watch Rick and Morty. We're more Dr. Steve Brule, Delocated type fans. I've been loving On Cinema at the Cinema right now. From Tim and Eric. Tim Heidecker. Second and 14, so Pollard lost 4 yards on that run. The Vikings got really, really good pressure into the backfield. Going long here. Gallup, not a lot of room on the sidelines. Good, really good coverage from Mike Hughes. Cobb got a nice jump off the line, and he was the guy who was open on that play. It looked like Mackenzie Alexander was in coverage, and he just never got a hand on him, and Cobb was able to run free. That's a huge 3rd and 14 conversion. We get to see a nice replay of it here. Yeah, he just beats him cleanly off the line. That was a really good job by Randall Cobb. I feel like on these read options, every defense is overplaying the running back and not playing the quarterback very, very well. Dak handed that one off, but I felt like he could have picked up probably 10 yards if he kept the ball. Easy to say after he hands it off, though. Oh, Dak gets out of pressure there. Surprisingly incomplete to Amari Cooper. I saw 19 and I was having Miles Austin flashbacks. Smith got beat and somehow blocked both guys on his recovery. Oh, man. He wasn't even trying to block Danielle Hunter, but he put a hurt on him there. At least with Prescott's fake there, he was able to get Elliott a few extra yards. Nine for 12 on third downs is very, very impressive from the Cowboys tonight. But they're still down 7. I was just going to say a sack here would be the worst thing. That takes them out of field goal range. There's a flag as well. But it's probably holding on the offense. Oh my. It looks like holding on Harrison Smith. Jason's saying it's home cooking. If anything, I want to see this again because I was watching that route. It looked like Widden was holding, if anything. That's a weak call. That is some home cooking, Jason. I'll give you that. Second and 10 from the Vikings 30. Prescott hits Randall Cobb. They're going to be at about the 6, first and goal. Either the 6 or the 7. The over-under for this game? Let me take a look. It closed at 48.5. So the over is already hit. Wow, you guys were on the same wavelength there. Dak doing his best Russell Wilson impression with that backward spin, but he was lucky enough to throw it away. Zeke just looks disinterested in this game. Now Dallas has their own interesting decision to make. 4th and goal. You still need that one more catch from Cook. Yeah, that's true. It could happen. With how that drive going, it seemed like they were going to kick, but you never know. The clapper, Garrett. That's pretty good. Garrett is pretty much a cheerleader on that sideline. Always clapping, high-fiving, a lot of ass slapping. Just a few minutes before the game started, someone put a bunch of money on that over. Because that line pushed up pretty fast over the last 6 minutes before the game started. I feel like Jason Garrett would be good on Family Feud. Like a lot of good answer, good answer. I thought Princeton guys were supposed to be smart. Yeah. Maybe Jerry Jones just likes a guy who's going to clap. Maybe that's his thing. Walks into meetings. The boss is here. Always got to feel good. Garrett would be the creepy host. As creepy as the host who used to kiss everybody on the lips, even if it was like a 12-year-old girl. That guy had a lot of gusto. Mickey Hill probably knows the guy's name. So Minnesota's up 4. Yeah, Richard Dawson. He never saw a pair of lips he wanted to turn down. Man, woman, boy, girl. Six catches, 86 yards for Dalvin Cook. One more. That's all we're asking for. One more. Too bad these tosses didn't count as receptions. Could have like 20 by now. Since Van Der Esch is playing, this game easily is a 5-star game. There it is. He catches it. Bingo. Whoop, there it is. Got it. That's a nice hit, Jason. Congrats, man. 4-1 on on Calvin Cook. 7 or more catches. I almost prematurely celebrated too because I saw that they were doing that play, and then I'm like, wait, he's actually going to catch the ball. That was good. That's awesome. Fat Stacks is right. Third and 2 for the Vikings. Cousins to Rudolph. Rudolph has been pretty clutch this game. In the red zone on 3rd down. Fat Guy and I were confused why they paid him as much as they did, especially with adding Irv Smith to the team and Irv Smith looking good. So new set of downs for the Vikings. Able to take a little bit more time off this clock. Play design looked like it was trying to get the ball to Irv Smith, but Cousins actually had some good wheels there taking off. Picked up, 4 or 5, maybe 6 yards? Is that Tedrick Thompson? Darian Thompson. He's had a couple of huge hits today. These referees have been all over these procedure calls on the line. It's been kind of nice. So 1st and 15 for the Vikings after that penalty. Go back to a Dalvin Cook run. He's able to pick up the 5 they just gave up. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from midfield. As an Eagles fan, you have to root for Minnesota now. Yeah, it'd be nice if Dallas loses this game. It looks like Dallas and Philly will be tied at the top of the division. Dallas gets the stop. That was a pretty messy route from Diggs. Now that gets a Vikings bounce. So Dallas down 4. Not a lot of time left. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, somewhere around there. They're kind of looking at 4 down territory here to put up a touchdown and go ahead late. The live line is Minnesota minus 3.5. What's going on, Josh? Welcome to the stream. 8-3 first week playing so far. Jay Hurd, not bad. Not bad at all. That's never mind not bad. That's excellent. 8-3. You've got Dallas minus 3, I see. If you can go 8-3 every week, then you're going to be a successful sports handicapper. But congrats, man. Thanks for joining as well. And we'll have the video out tomorrow night, very, very late. Make sure you get your picks in before Thursday. Right now, Zidvono looks like he's scheduled to go up 1 game with a chance at getting his first T-shirt. Where's the fat guy? That's a good question, Josh. He had to work today, so he said he might be here a little bit late. And we're looking pretty close to the end of the game here. He might not be showing up tonight, but he'll definitely be there for tomorrow's stream and for the video we'll put together tomorrow night. I was letting some of the other guys know that the fat guy's grandfather was a war hero. So Veterans Day this weekend, it's pretty important to him and his family. Big play on first down. Randall Cobb has made some excellent plays tonight. All 3 of these Dallas receivers have been good. Especially Cooper with those catches along the sideline. Gallup had a very impressive catch early on. Rocking the baby to Gallup. Gang signs to whoever the receiver is up top. To Cooper. Cooper's on a comeback route. Makes the play. They haven't targeted Xavier Rhodes' side of the field very much this game. It's been a lot of trying to pick on Mike Hughes. And Mike Hughes has been good. Okay, cool. He gets a lot of heat for some of his picks, but Contrarian Theory working well for you. Fade the public. Josh, we've been fading the public for years now, and it's worked out for us pretty much every year, and this year's definitely been the best. It's been a really, really nice year. Like, as of now, I think we're at 60%, which is... The fat guy and I wouldn't have predicted that at the start of the season, that's for sure. But appreciate the love, and that's what we do. Contrarian. I guess we could pick what everyone else thinks is good, and we'd have, 100,000 subscribers. But no, we got our few thousand, and we're strong in our little numbers. Now Gallup makes a play on Hughes. Viking sideline was saying that this is a push off on Gallup. No, Hughes gets the illegal hands to the face call. They're going to decline that. First down for Dallas. Good start to this drive for the Cowboys. Not much there. Minnesota brings the blitz, and Cooper is able to beat Hughes off the line. Dallas trying to be more cognizant of the clock here with a run for Elliott. Both teams, it looks like, are going to be keeping their timeouts into the 2-minute warning. I'd be surprised if Dallas ran a play. And for some reason, Dallas decides to run a play. They pick up the first down. So they're going to be in the red zone here at the end of this game. Down 4 points. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. I expect to see a heavy dose of Elliott. Yeah, Josh, I was saying that Van Der Esch is playing, so this is easily a 5-star game, entertainment-wise. Let's get that backdoor push. I hate pushes, but it would be beneficial for you and I in this game, for this pick. Jake, you went with the public this week, right? That was your name? I was looking at it a few days ago, but I can't remember. Yeah. You're trying to get the public on top of the fat guy. That's pretty good. The games this week have all been excellent. This has been a really fun week of football. Hopefully the fat guy got to catch some of these games. Antonio feels sorry for Vikings fans. A good team with a poor quarterback. Jake says, I got some different names lined up for the rest of the season. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to them. There's been some good names. I feel like we need to have the actual names, but then a secondary column for whatever joke you want to make for the week. I didn't watch Bama LSU. I was out. It was my grandma's birthday, so I took her out for lunch. Missed the game. I saw that LSU won and they covered. They won outright as underdogs. What was it, 45-41? That's quite the score. Third down and 2 here. We've got some important plays. Neither team have used any of their timeouts yet. Dallas is, for some reason, going quick. Elliott loses yards, and Elliott just looks so pedestrian tonight. Vikings take a timeout. Mickey thinks Garrett's going to F this up. A lot of heavy breathing in that Dallas huddle. Prescott, Moore, and Garrett having a brief conversation. What a play by Eric Kendricks. Cousins is not a bad quarterback. He's not special, but he's not bad. Nice play. Go Vikes. I agree with Randy. I think Cousins is just run-of-the-mill average. I know Mickey Hill was talking about he's been putting up impressive numbers. The fat guy's high on Cousins. He likes Cousins. That was really good from Kendricks. Typical Detroit luck. Curse the struggles. Minnesota still has to pick up this first down. Oh my goodness. Almost a disastrous fumble from Dalvin Cook on that toss play. Probably thinking twice about calling these pitch plays after something like that. Yeah, they moved to a handoff. Dallas gets the stop. They'll use their second timeout. Amari Cooper looking disgusted on the sidelines. Travis Frederick thinking back on the block that wasn't on that third down play. Third and 10 for the Vikings. Let's see how aggressive they get. They keep the ball on the ground. They're going to get Dallas to use this last timeout. They get the stop. 24 seconds left. It's going to be tough for Dallas. Zit Vono, what did you miss? You missed that you've went 10-1 and you're about to go 11-1 for this week. Overall, I think you're at what, 63, 64%? You've reached the top 10. You're going to be whatever, 64 point whatever percent. 74-41 for the season. Zit, you're the unofficial champion right now. No, Jake. They shouldn't take the safety here. They're up 4, so punt this deep and just keep them out of the end zone. One tackle inbounds and this game's over. Outside of this punt return. Tavon Austin probably could have picked up 10, 15 yards there. Last I checked, the Vikings were ahead 28-21, but Dallas was in the red zone. Vikings are up 28-24. Dallas just got the ball with 17 seconds left on their own 46-yard line with no timeouts. So barring a miracle, the Vikings are going to win this game and cover. Minnesota almost intercepted it. Now there's only 11 seconds left. Dallas will be lucky to get 2 more plays off. Collins calling for the blitz, but it looks like they're going to rush 4. And they've pretty much dropped everybody. The linebackers are 30 yards down the field. What a lame play. They pick up 3 yards on an out and waste 4 seconds. I got a feeling they're going to do this one more time. They'll probably try to pick up 7 or 8 yards on an out. Yeah, if I'm the corners, I'm playing right up on the outside. So they get that one more time. Now with 3 seconds left, they have to go to the end zone, or at least do some sort of Tyreek Hill screen-like play. Looks like I'm going 4-8 this week. It's looking like that, boss line. It looks like BRFG is going to drop to 9-3. Zit Vono is going to be sitting pretty at 11-1. But we'll see. Still this play to go. I know a couple of you guys are a little bit ahead of me. Looks like the Vikings are only rushing 3. Oh, it's picked off. So it looks like no flags. The Vikings are going to win this one. 28-24. This was definitely a 5-star thriller. This was an exciting day of football. I'll update the leaderboards. Gimme High could catch me with a Seattle cover. He could, but then you're still going to win anything that falls between 31 points and 53. So you're sitting in a nice spot, Zit. Green Bay was a 5-star game. I thought McCaffrey crossed the line at the end there. Everybody else disagreed with me, including the refs, which is really what matters. Let me update this. So Minnesota +3 with the cover. San Fran tomorrow. Seattle at San Francisco. Jake said even a touchdown would have been a Vikings cover. They don't even have to kick the extra point anymore. Oh, really? They changed that? I know they don't have to in overtime, but I'm not sure about in regulation. Zit, so tell me about that Cleveland game. Did you see anything to justify that line? Like the 2.5 line for Cleveland, or it getting pushed up to 3? Or are you talking about next week's Cleveland game? Yeah, because of the Minneapolis Miracle fiasco. Yeah, that was something. That was pretty funny. Yeah, Cleveland got pushed up to 3. I was surprised because a lot of the public was jumping on Cleveland on Sunday. So I actually refrained from making a bet today on Cleveland at 2.5 or 3. Obviously, the 3 would have pushed, so you would have got your money back. But anyone who got Cleveland early at 2.5 did well. And that's what the fat guy recommended, was jump on Cleveland 2.5 before it moves. I'm just surprised. I thought a lot more people would have been on Buffalo. And that line even went down to 2 at one point, but then pushed back up to 2.5 pretty fast. A lot of pros were on Cleveland early, and then I felt a lot of the public was on Cleveland late. Jake, I didn't realize they actually made that rule change official. So my dream of them going for 2 at the end, Dallas, was not going to happen. Not like that college game when they went for 2 to get the cover. Even though they were, down 6 or something like that. Also, why did you pick against the Dolphins? That's a funny story. I usually make all the original picks, and then Fat Guy will just go over and change the ones he doesn't like. And I put the Colts down, and he forgot to look it over, and he just went with it for the video. But he also wanted to take the Chiefs instead of Tennessee, so it wouldn't have made that much difference. I like Tennessee and I like Indy this week, and he liked the Chiefs and he liked the Dolphins, so that's just the way things go sometimes. Saints had 5 guys on the field for that extra point. That was excellent. The funniest part was it took them 20 minutes to even do it. Yeah, that was something. That was quite the entertaining game. Well, guys, sorry the fat guy wasn't here tonight. I thought he was going to be showing up a little bit later, but it looks like he got caught up with whatever he was doing. He missed a 5-star barn burner Zit said he probably would have made Miami his bet of the week. Well, it worked out well. I even bet the Colts because a lot of the market factors were on the Colts. I know it doesn't fit our bet double digit. You know, the fat guy's one of his cardinal rules is don't bet double digit favorites. But I don't know. I just felt like people were too high on Miami and low on the Colts. You have a good night, Mickey. I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll catch all you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining me and putting up with my lame stream. And hopefully the fat guys here tomorrow will have a little more heat for you. All right, guys, you have a good night. See you later.